Wow. What's happened here, huh? Man. You ready, Scouty? Come on, Scout. And is Tango all out? Come on here, pups. Let's go. Come on. Come on, the pack is out. The 8-pack. Is the 8-pack out? Wow. Oh, now they're getting wound up. Hey, good Tuesday Eve. New Year's Eve morning. Come on, puppies, this way. Hey, to the barn. Welcome to Puppy HCV. Or is this Ice HCV? Hey, everybody. Happy New Year's Eve. Hope everybody's going to have a blessed Tuesday as we come to the end of the year. Beyond unbelievable. For me as an individual, as I get older in life, wow. Time just passes so quickly. But come on, Pops, let's go. Come on, Will. So we're going to get to the barn. If we get all the puppies over, you guys hungry? Of course you're hungry. So here's the big F450 dually, which hard to believe I bought that thing, what, about a year ago, I think, in January or February. I just can't keep track of all the stuff that I always am on these missions of buying yet another toy, another car, yet to only create even more havoc in my life. Isn't that the story? If you watch the Ice HCV, you get to see all the craziness of the guy that's gone out and bought way too many cars. I have, but here's the thing. This morning, I've got a load of firewood coming in because I am out of firewood. And last time I went and got firewood, I took my truck and trailer. But yesterday, it's been so warm. The ground is so soft. I just came to closure. It's going to be a pain in the ass to get my truck in the back 40 there and load everything up without just trashing the property in the truck. So, amazingly enough, the delivery company, Loud Milling, for $25, will deliver the firewood. So I figured, hell, I'll spend $10 in fuel. All right, so here we are. It's the usual thing now. On the good morning here, got my little camo outfit, the Honda image, as I'm the Honda guy. Such the Harley guy, Honda guy. What guy am I? Am I the Indian guy? Come on, pups. So let's get the big guys up in the office. Tell you what, until you have 4 puppies, you just can't realize how much product these guys. No. Okay, you go. How much product these guys create. Go on, Will, get in. It's beyond unbelievable how much these dogs crap. I mean, it's crap every day, all day. And once again, I talked about it the other day. Had I ever thought about that, I probably would have had second thoughts on this idea of having all these 4 puppies at one time, because it truly is overwhelming for how much poop these dogs create. So anybody out there that who watches my channel and says, hey, I want to be like that guy, and I'm going to go out and get myself a bunch of puppies, I'd be like, you better think that long and hard, because the puppies, they crap like you can't believe, and with the crapping goes all the cleanup. And like I say, I just can't get over how much these dogs crap. It's beyond unbelievable. I mean, it really is. And what really gets me is they crap more at nighttime than it seems like they do in the daytime. And I feed, the last time they ate was like at 4 o'clock yesterday. So, and then they were out in the shop all evening. I made videos to show them playing and running around. And still, with even all that, to no avail, there's still a crazy bunch of puppies. Okay, let me get this thing. Whoops. Get this thing open here. Look, he's funny. Look, I can't open it because he likes, look at the big ass paws. I gotta get more dog food. And I gotta show Charles, the hood out there, the food that I'm getting for him, which seems to be working really well. And it's not real expensive, which anymore in life, as you know, it's always about the money. And so I was going to show on my video this morning to Charles that interacts with my channel. He's a really cool guy. He's just a mellow guy to me. He seems to be really just like, you know what, life is life, and he doesn't start ragging on you. Versus some people on my channel, they just like to rag on you. There's some people that just love to come to my channel just to beat me up. So here it is. It's the turkey and sweet potato formula, 35-pound bag, and this is $36. So basically $1 a pound, and it's for all. What's so cool about it? 35 pounds. What's so cool about it? It's for all ages. if you look here, let's see here. Let's see here. So feeding guide, and if you look here, it shows you 2 to 4 months, 4 to 8, 8 to 12 adult dogs. So what's so cool about this is versus I bought this puppy food, which I'm going to take back. And the puppy food really gets these guys lit up even more. It's even worse when you eat this puppy food. The whole point is, you can buy, when you go to the vet, you go somewhere, all you're going to hear is you got to buy special puppy food. And that's what we were doing at first. We were buying that Purina Pro plan, and oh my gosh, that stuff is so expensive. It's like triple the money. I mean, it really is. It's double the money for what? And then the pitch from the vet person be like, oh, the dogs aren't going to get the right nutrients and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, right. They're not getting the right nutrients? These dogs are crapping like you can't believe. So, you know, front here is I got the delivery guy coming, and I got to have my gate opener, so I may have to stop the video and start again because they've already called early this morning to tell me he's coming over. It's so funny, for so many years I have gone to the Loudoun County Mill with my truck and trailer, which has just been an adventure. It's been a lot of fun. The other Grom is so much fun. That Grom, it saves me so many times. The dogs get way down near the pond, or they just get, hey! They just get too far away, and I jump on this Grom, and all of a sudden their attitude really does change, and you bring them back. Last night I looked for the fox. I literally walked around with my flashlight way down near the pond, and I just couldn't see anything. And now it's interesting, the daylight, last night, yesterday evening, it looked like the fox was over on the other side of the property, on the other side of the pond. And so way over there is, now I can see it. It's like a bush. It's okay, so right there. So last night, that had such an image of like an animal being over there, but not looking at you because the eyes wouldn't light up. So there it is. So it was just the grasses on the other side of the pond. Because this fox, we've seen this fox a few times, and Julie's actually heard the fox crying out at nighttime. And so you know, we just are concerned that the fox is hanging out on the property, waiting for one of these puppies to kind of get a little out of our sight, and then bam, you know, it can happen just like that, if you know what I mean. And so it's incredible how, for the first time ever on my having an above ground pool, I didn't drain it, and I've just left it going, and it still works. And we've had some very cold weather down to the teens. We haven't had like weeks and weeks. We had weeks and weeks of below freezing. I don't know. Would it last? I don't know. But it's just so cool because the biggest pain in that pool is the water. You just have to buy water every spring to refill it. And around here, that's usually a $350 to $500 bill to get water in here, because they're not going to give you a short load. You got to take a load, and they're just like, we're going to charge you for a full load or a half load. All right, here we are looking at the beautiful Tuesday. It really is just a beautiful Tuesday, New Year's Eve, and for me to look back at this year of what happened in 2024 is just incredible. It's just incredible that here I am a year later, for the most part, never thinking about January 1st of last year I'd be living in a camper. And for the record, it cracks me up how many people aren't in tune with my channel. So what you get, I get these certain subscribers that just watch certain videos. So they like to watch, I think, the Dire Straits videos, because then they take it upon themselves to then call me out for basically just being a moron and stupid. I mean, that's what they're doing. It's an underlying message that you're just stupid. And what kills me about life is, when the guy has all the money, he's the smartest guy in the world. But when the guy doesn't have all the money, he's the stupidest guy in the world. Have you ever noticed that? And people carry their weight in life with that type of behavior. You can always tell the guy that's just rich as hell and has the attitude that they're just so smart, because people relate money equals smartness for the people that have it all, which is the biggest bunch of shit. That's the biggest shit story you'll ever hear, because so many people inherit money. So many people just happen to be at the right place at the right time. So many people go work for corporations that get stocks, options to them, and and they spend their money wisely. So I'm not being critical of those that spend their money wisely, but the moral of the story is that when you don't have the money, then people then look at you like you're not so smart or you've made bad decisions. And so the point is that there's just certain subscribers that pop up here and there that just love to rag on me that, oh, look at this guy, blah, blah, blah. But yet, at the same time, what if I actually had millions of dollars and I was just playing all of you guys to see who my friends are and who my friends aren't? What if you actually found out down the road that this was just a game I created for me to reward those that like me and not to reward those that don't like me? And so, and I've thought about that. It would be an interesting story to see how it would play out differently on how people then looked at you. And that's the danger, is when you have all the money, then people do want to be your best friend. When you don't have all the money, their position is their position is then you're looking to get something out of them, which is going to be, here we go. So we got to try to, I'm going to have him, get in there. So he gets it. I know these guys. That guy's been here a long time. So it's incredible. Loud Milling, that was one of my first true beginning sales calls that I had as a young oil salesman, where I used to go out and sell fuel to businesses that had on-site fueling. And so I'm trying to give him a help here. All right, so I'm going to help him and turn off the video. Say that again. What did you just say?
Every day is a blessing and a gift.
It is.
Well, that's my opinion, too. Though.
I know. You're a working guy. How old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
63.
53?
63.
63.
Yeah.
And you got a good attitude. You do Rudy. Did you know Rudy Harden?
No, I was there after him, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I did tree work for, 20 some years and got paralyzed. Couldn't do that anymore, so I had to do something else.
Right.
I mean,
Well, I know I've seen you. How long you been with Loud Milling?
Since 2005.
Wow. 20 years coming up. Right. We've seen each other 20 years.
Huh?
I've seen you around 20 years down there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, how about you? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I appreciate that. But hey, let me share with you. If I was you, I want to dump it right back here.
You don't have any mean dogs gonna get me, dude.
I'm sorry?
No dogs or anything.
No, dogs are all cooped up because I don't want to risk them getting run over. So here's the thing. I want to put all the wood right down here. And this is all solid. I drive my trucks and trailers through it, so you won't get stuck. But I'm thinking we just back it up here. That's where my old wood pile was. But what you need to do, if I was you, I'd probably get a little better cut. I'd probably go up. I'd probably take the truck back up and then cut it this way.
The best bet would have been to pull in here and back around this way.
Well, you could. Well, what you could do right now is you could literally just back up and then pull forward up there and then back up.
That'll work too.
Because that's solid over there as well.
Cool.
And I'll help you.
So you're busy.
I got a YouTube channel.
I just reread 1984, so Big Brother's always watching.
That's right, buddy. That's good. You got the right attitude. All right, let me cut this off here. Let me help him. Wowsker, we like this. Yeah. Well, no, the banks. It's the bank's cars. I just pay for them.
Well, yeah, but but you
yeah.
drive them all.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I do. I do a lot of driving.
So, I mean, you go around the whole country and everything?
Oh, well, I know. I mean, I've got a business that I run, but also I travel to Florida, Tennessee a lot. So, but I'm just a crazy man.
You ever been to Summit Point?
To where?
Summit Point.
Yeah, I've been there. Nah, but I haven't raced. But years ago, I wish I would have got into that.
You should, man.
I know.
They got a thing on Friday night. I guess they still have it.
Right.
On Friday night lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the Friday night at the track. That's what it is. Yeah.
Hey, you go to it?
I had once, but the car. I had a Mini Cooper. Still got it, but it's just. I mean, it's a completely different thing, though.
Right.
But you get to pay. It was $120, and you get 2 hours of classroom time. You get, some track time, and
wow.
you go out and drive.
And you did that?
Yeah.
Well, how long ago?
Everybody. That's been 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're a wild man.
No. I mean, you only get one life,
Yeah, right.
right?
Yeah, I'm with
Might
you.
as well enjoy it, man.
Yeah, buddy, I'm with you on that, but that's pretty cool. All right, here we go. So it's interesting. That's really good wood. The last load of wood I got was just pretty pathetic. I mean, I'm not lying. It was just really a lot of debris, a lot of dirt. But let's see. I think this will last you a while. So that's pretty cool. They got a separation compartment there. Look at that. Yeah, there we go. That'll be some good old cooked the marshmallows and hot dogs over the fire, right? Yeah. I'll probably have to move it. Take it upside care of me for a while, everybody. Yeah, but I'll burn through that stuff. All right, so watch your dump.
To know that the only thing impossible in life is perpetual motion. That's because the first two laws of thermodynamics. Everything else is possible. I mean, I can't be a brain surgeon, but somebody else can.
Right, I love it. You got some great thoughts there, sir.
I remember Miss Shaw, we raised Quakers. It was a different kind of like
Right.
style.
Yeah. That's exactly right. So look at that. That's pretty clean. So how many more deliveries you got today? You got a busy day?
I don't know. I'd never know until I get back to
Yeah, but it's New Year's Eve. You think it's going to make any difference?
If what?
It's New Year's Eve. You think it's going to make any difference?
Well, probably, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You think it'd be slower?
I'm on vacation.
Right. So, I mean, will you guys get out early today? You'll be there till 5.
Probably till 5.
Okay. You off tomorrow? You working tomorrow?
Off tomorrow, yeah.
Okay,
We
good.
just found, we had, I think, about 600 acres of corn and soybeans to do. We did that. That didn't go too good this year because it was real hot this summer.
Is that
Yeah,
Joe
rain-
Rogers?
Yeah.
Right.
Rain at the wrong time. And it
Yeah.
was,
Oh, it was a dry summer. Then all the rains came in.
It was hot, man.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. Right. So do you see Joe much?
Yeah, he was in there this morning.
Okay.
I grew up with him, yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, I grew up
So
in
you know
Lake-
Joe Sr. then?
Yeah, I worked for his daddy when I was, how old was I then? I was young then. I was probably 16 or so.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you started with them back then, stayed with them, or you went off somewhere
No,
else?
I went. I did tree work. I paralyzed, couldn't do that anymore.
Damn.
So
Wow.
that's life, man. Life is life's a tale that can't be told. You gotta live it.
You have all to say, you know
I
that?
mean, you like to read, man. Education, man. We
right,
need it back.
right.
The world today needs. I mean, I swear to God.
I
you
know that. People are getting
These guys,
stupider,
I
aren't
don't
they?
judge anybody, but daggone.
Hey, you know what? I ain't ever talk to you ever again this year, but I'll call you tomorrow morning.
Have a good one, man.
All right,
Have a
buddy.
good New Year.
All right, buddy. I'll get the gate open for you, okay? See you later. Wowsker, we got the whole crew. That's a lady driving that big old John Deere earth mover. She's going up the road to regrade that whole dirt road I go up on. I take my Pioneer and my Talon up where I rolled it. Well, no, not where I rolled it, but there's a road over here. It's still publicly maintained, but it's all dirt. Oh, wow. So what's interesting here, see this? This is such a clean, I feel so much better about this. Because if you come over here with me to my trailer, you're going to see, so that's like a cord of wood, close to it, 6 buckets. But you see that, see how clean that is? Now back here, when I went and got my last load of, I got like 4 scoops, and there's just so much crap in it that it's just really bad. Here's my good friend Bob. Had a hell of a time yesterday getting that boat out of the way of my property. But here, look at this here. So look how much debris, look how much stuff I got in there that's just not even really, isn't that something? So I'm really was blessed to really, basically just have them deliver it. So yesterday I was back here moving around my friend Bob's boat, and it's just so soft back here. I started, just with the tractor, I started getting sinking down, and so I was like, forget this. So that was a better thing, everybody. So yeah, so now we're all over the place on the New Year's Eve, morning conversations, which I was just sharing with you. It's incredible how from a year ago to a year later, basically the transformation of my channel being so much of the success of me going out and buying cars and motorcycles and sharing all my stories, and how I put so much time into my morning conversations of digging up content. I used to spend hours at night going through and digging up content and then bringing one word for the day and using that one word to try to create a story and to create a conversation with you. And as you know, ever since Kiefer passed, that all kind of came to an end. Just a lot of things. There's just a lot of things changed here. It just seems like the second half of the year, really going to the third quarter, I guess you could say, it just all changed. My channel just really, the energy, the excitement, the fun, the aggravation, I'm sure so many people know. And really where it started was when the sadness of the reality of the Iceman looking so rich, but yet he's not. And it's the one guy yesterday, he has a username. I don't understand why some people create these usernames. You can't even pronounce them, but because they want to be hidden. They're a shadow, you know, they can be a troll, whatever you want to call them. But they create these usernames to me that are pretty ridiculous, more or less. You can't even pronounce them. And so it's the ghetto rich. So he was commenting on all of my weakness and all my failures of what I've created to myself. And so his message was that you're just ghetto rich. Yeah, whatever. I've really never heard that term before, but I think that reality is most people are ghetto rich because most people live off of credit. And what's really interesting is my good friend Joe, who used to work here at my company and was really a guy that really persuaded me more than anybody to start a social media channel, which I really was totally against. I was so against ever wanting to expose myself for the craziness of who I am, because I was buying cars and trucks and motorcycles way before this channel was ever come to be, but not at the extent of what the channel has created on my behalf, of thinking that would even create more followers and more craziness and hopefully a really cool income through social media, which that never prevailed. And I'm not saying it won't ever, but the point is, for Joe, he reached out to me as he watched my discrepancies conversation morning yesterday, and what he said was that okay, phone ringing, that's just somebody that's, and so he talked about how he claims right now that the banks are holding like 8 times the bad debt in our country. That's 8 times bigger than 2008 and 9. I don't have any idea, but Joe, his position is he feels like the day of reckoning is around the corner. Now, I think we've heard this a lot, though. We've heard, even for me, I truly believed after the pandemic that after the government stopped handing out free money, that the country would go to dire straits, and it would be a really, challenging time, because so many people lost their jobs, businesses closed, people were forced to go home, remote working, and the fear factor of being out and about, and then people are getting assistance money to pay for their kids' child care, and people are getting money to stay at home. When that all dried up, I truly felt that then the real deal would start to play out, and the real deal would be that people really don't have the money they presented themselves to have, but now the government started handing it out to them, that the economy really would tank. And I predicted we'd have like an 18,000 stock market by the end of 2022. How wrong could I be? I mean, so my prediction is it's double plus what my prediction was. I think we got down to 21 or 23, I think, back in 22. I think we did. But what changed all that? And so with the Joe Biden's IRA, and if you watch my channel, I talk so much about Elon Musk, and I talk so much about the Inflation Reduction Act, that the government has handed out billions and billions of dollars, and still is, to entice the advancement of the semiconductor super chips and for the advancement of the green agenda. And so in so many ways, you have to step back and say, all this money being made in the stock market, is it really true money that NVIDIA and other companies have capitalized on this green agenda, but really what NVIDIA is capitalized on is this artificial intelligence. And I've talked in great length about that as well. And so I use an example of, it's like you and I starting our own car business, and we think that by buying 100 cars, we're going to sell 100 cars. And what's going on behind the scenes of all this AI and all this semiconductor manufacturing having heyday sales of not being able to build chips fast enough, the speculation behind the scenes is that all these companies are setting up this artificial intelligence with the expectation that every other brother is going to be using and buying their technology. When so many analysts think that it's so overblown, it's beyond unbelievable, that it's the guy that goes out and buys 100 cars and thinks he's going to sell 100 cars, and he's lucky to sell 25 cars. And then he has 75 cars he can't get rid of. So that's behind the scenes that some financial analysts feel like the whole tech market is so overinflated because of what's being created, but what people are actually going to use and want is two different scenarios. And you've seen this over and over again. And then I talked about the commercial real estate market, on how they're saying that's getting ready to go bust because so many people no longer go to these big buildings, and how the likes of Amazon and other big companies are forcing the hand to force people back into the office. But you have to say to yourself, what's the underlying reason for that? Underlying reason for that is because these big guys that have all the money, that have probably monies invested in the real estate and commercial market, they're getting hammered. So if you think it through, why wouldn't Jeff Bezos or others that own big properties want to be to put people back in the offices to create that pre-pandemic business model where people had to go to work to support the huge infrastructure of commercial real estate? They're saying that the 20, but I've heard it for a few years. And for me as an individual, it's incredible how I've heard the dire straits so many times over the years and what's so, yeah, right. But it's totally been the opposite. It's been the total opposite, where the stock market has just exploded like never ever seen. And I've talked so many times about how foolish I was back in 2022 or 2023, how I wasn't investing money in the stock market, yet I was on a YouTube channel talking about what was going on. But yet I didn't even step back myself to go, well, why wouldn't I buy some of these stocks that I'm talking about that are obviously going to ride the wave for all this new technology? So looking at this past year, as I was saying, it's pretty incredible how I came from a year ago. The channel hit 10,000 subscribers. I really thought I was on a roll to hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. But as time progressed, I really said to myself, it's like, yeah, but if you look at the algorithms, you look at the subscribers that are coming to the channel, it's very challenging on the fact that the numbers would have to quadruple or grow by 10 times. At one time, I was picking up about 350 to 500 subscribers a month. And that's pretty impressive. But that would be on a high end. So I was really averaging more, probably about 300 a month. But now my channel has totally lost all its momentum. And it's more about maybe getting 170, 80, 100 subscribers a month, if that. And then I'm sure I've lost a lot of subscribers as well. And I've heard so many times people that have been very active on my channel that they didn't even think I was around anymore because they didn't get notifications anymore to even see that I was making videos anymore. So I'm sure there's many, many subscribers out there that think that this channel is probably dead because they just don't get notifications. And there's just too many other channels out there to watch your entertainment for the social media excitement. But wow, it's just incredible. It really is just a beautiful morning. If it was warmer out, you'd be tempted to jump on a motorcycle and go take a ride. But today's the last day of the year. So now you have to say to yourself, it's all about now the new year coming in and what lies ahead for the new year. Well, for me, I think 2025 is going to be the chit show for me. And once again, as I was saying before, the delivery guy came, cool guy. I've known that guy for years. When I go up there and see him, he's such the guy that always seems to have the right attitude about life. And he really comes across as a very genuine, nice, hardworking guy. But as I was saying, earlier, for the 2024, you know, to look at the year that has panned out in front of me and what has panned out in front of you, in which I've shared probably more than most would ever share on social media per se. And because it's funny that people do reach out and they're like, what happened to the F450 truck? Yeah, well, you don't watch my channel because then you don't really know. So the Lightning truck, people are reaching out. What happened to Lightning truck? Lightning truck was the 12-volt battery, your conventional regular old battery. It sits in the front of your truck or car. That battery had gone bad. But the way this all works, I know I've been around it too long. Some people are like, why didn't you just take the battery out? No way. It's under warranty. Take it. Let them take the dealership. They got to run through all the diagnostics, and in the end, they're going to get the go-ahead to replace the battery or recharge it or whatever. So yeah, so then others here, it cracks me up. So many times people will reach out my channel, just sell all your cars. Okay, sure. Would you pay me $70,000 for that Dodge Charger? I'm curious. Would you pay me $82 for the Ram TRX? No, I'm being sincere. If anybody here, would you pay me $80 for the Whipple horse? Would you pay me $105 for the Platinum F250, the Kirby truck? Would you pay me $80 for the Lightning truck? Would you pay me? I've tried to sell the race truck. Would you pay me $52 for the race truck? The Raptor down there. Would you pay me $84 for the Raptor? Would you pay me for the F450 down there? $100 grand, $105 for that. So I can go through the list here of, yeah, sure, I'll sell you anything here. Anybody, whatever you want. I mean, with the exception, I wouldn't let the Camaro go. The Gold Rush, I probably wouldn't let that go, but I thought about it. Don't really want to sell the Bisons. I like the Chevys. I'm not really on the page getting rid of those. I like those products. Back here, the Bronco, it's a good vehicle, but pay me 20 grand. Pay me, pay me, I think it's like 65 or 70. Yeah, the Mojave Jeep, pay me like 55 or 60 for that. And yeah, you can have all this stuff. Everything I'm walking around, reach out my channel, and you can have it. But every one of you is going to do your research and go, why the hell would I pay the Iceman $65,000 on a Bronco when I can get one brand new, picked out the way I want it to be, for like 50? Why am I going to pay this guy for this Scat Pack Charger 70 grand when I can find these things all day long in the market for 45 to 50? Yeah, and so it goes back to, well, if you trade in a vehicle for a vehicle and there's 10 or 20 grand buried in that vehicle, there's your answer. Then if you only owned it 6 months to a year, there's no way you can get out of these cars without writing huge, huge checks. Or you raise your hand and you tell Ford, come get your vehicles. Because people don't realize, they do, but a lot of them don't understand. When you've got a 9-10% interest rate on a vehicle and you pay a $2,000 payment, well, about $700 of that money will be interest. $1,200 or so, $1,300 will go to the actual balance, principal versus the interest. So yeah, so I only wish, I had the brains that these vehicles were sitting in my driveway, were now 3 or 4 years old, and I owed, if I owed like 60 grand of that truck, I could probably get 70, 75 for it. If I owed like 40 grand in this car, I could probably get 40, 42 out of it. If I owed like 50 out of this, I could probably get 55, 60 out of it, even though it's supercharged. If I owed like 40 grand on this, I could probably get 45 to 48 on this. If I owed like 65 in this, I could probably get 70, 75 for this. So yeah, but it's all about paying down the loans. And for the record, Ford Motor Credit, you guys, you collect 10 off of one vehicle, I'll get a statement in a year. I've paid $10,000, $12,000 in interest on a truck that they put in their own bank account. But then you're the bad guy because that 10 grand wasn't applied towards the principal, but you stole them a ton of money. But hey, that's it, everybody. I'm gonna leave it with that long video because the delivery guys kind of changed it all up. I'm trying to keep these videos shorter. I just don't want to do 30, 45-minute videos. 20, 25 minutes, I think, is the hit. So that's it. So I hope everybody has a great New Year's Eve, the New Year's Eve bash, and then we'll have New Year's conversation and talk about what are we going to do for 2025. What are we going to do, right? So, hey, everybody, always Thanks for being a subscriber. I appreciate all the support and all the nice ones out there. Appreciate it. All the ones that get nasty, just go somewhere else. Go beat somebody else up. It does nothing. It does nothing. And people telling me, well, you should have done this, you should have done that. Well, share your story with me, with your life, and I'm going to tell you what you should have done or shouldn't have done. Let's reverse the roles. How do you feel about that at the end of the day, right? So suck it up, Buttercup, and God bless, and have a great day.